Oops, forgot to change that. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Ryan. Yeah, they can be. Sometimes I do it at 7, sometimes I do it at 9. Kind of fluctuates between, um, but I'll see how many students kind of join in, and we'll go from there. Um, but yeah, the chats will be recorded. Um, so if you're ever not able to attend, you'll be able to view the recording. Usually work Thursday evenings. Okay. For the rest of the module, I usually do them Tuesday night and Thursday nights. Oh, that's okay. Um, this is actually a course chat. Um, the live stream is public. That way, everybody has access to the actual video itself. But I wanted to keep it public so uh, people in the course have access to it as well as everybody else. So so Ryan, you will see um, public users probably in the chat. Just to let you know. All right, so before I really kind of jump into things, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit and talk about my my experience, kind of what led me here, and what qualifies me to teach. um, so I got my bachelor's degree from Sanford Brown, and in video game production. I earned a 4.0 GPA, graduated summa cum laude from there, and then after that I went to Full Sail University and got my master's degree with a focus in mobile game development, because I really wanted to gain an understanding of how to program and create games efficiently. Because developing for mobile, you really have to think about the hardware that the mobile device offers. So I graduated from Full Sail with a 3.9 GPA, um, and I was valedictorian of my class. And after that, I did some consulting work for a few game companies. I worked for um, a few indie studios, doing some actual development with them, and and yeah. So that's pretty much my experience. I've been messing around with game development for about 15 or 16 years, and within the scope of this course, of course, we'll be using Unreal Engine 4, 4.20.3, and mainly blueprints. We want to focus on blueprint development. So you guys get a taste of the overall development process without having to worry about, um, you know, hardcore coding. I guess you could call it that. Um, so everything will be primarily blueprints. Another note, which I will also mention later on in the course, is I don't allow packages anymore. Um, there have been a lot of issues in previous 305 courses where teams have used packages and it has actually ended up hurting them more than helping them. Um, so that includes, marketplace items, things like that. If you scroll down to the bottom here, these projects here, low foliage, forest pack, things like that. I don't want you guys using any of that. I want you guys to really get a feel of game development as a whole. So that will include, creating the assets as well. By no means am I looking for, a AAA game. I want it to be polished in a sense of a prototype. I want it to be, as the documentation shows, a single theme throughout. But so that's pretty much all the limitations that you guys are going to have. In terms of what you guys are going to create, you guys are open to that as long as the minimum requirements are implemented. Then it's all it's all fair game. So what's going to happen later on in the course is once I sort you guys into your teams, you're going to go ahead and agree on a scenario. Now that scenario can be the first person, third person, 2D side scroller, or 3D side scroller. And a top down. I don't know if I said top down, but I will allow you guys to do a top down. Just fill me in on what you guys want to do with it, so I can approve it and give you guys some guides, but with the top down, because there isn't actually a document corresponding with a top down game. But that will include RPG, bullet hell, really anything, honestly. And that's kind of the fun of this course. You guys have freedom to develop anything that you want to. All right. Another thing, which I will also discuss later on, is there's a website. And you guys, I believe you should have Adobe logins. And if you do, you can go ahead and use this website here. And this website is mixamo.com. Now, actually, let me log in real quick. Oh, come on. Let me log in. Okay. So this website here will allow you to import your own character. You can upload a character, and it will help you rig. It'll pretty much auto rig your character, and then you can go ahead and download animations for that character. So if you want a walk cycle, there's different, and choose in place. That's very important for Unreal Engine. But here's a kind of a hulking beast walk cycle. Here's a regular walk cycle. So you're more than welcome to use this website to get some characters. If you want to use custom characters in your games, you could definitely use this to implement that. But custom characters is not one of the requirements of the course. Yeah. So now let's hop into the good stuff. So in this course, I will be making a game alongside all of you. And I will mainly be doing it within the live chats to kind of show you little tricks here and there. Assignments will be covered in unlisted videos that I'll post in at the beginning of each module in the announcement section. So, if you want a review of the assignments, go ahead and go there. But otherwise, the live chats will be primarily to answer questions, show you guys some different things, if you want to see something specific, or, like I said before, working on my prototype. So I'll go ahead and launch. But yeah, so like I was saying, you guys will decide on a scenario, and then I will go ahead and set up your repos for you and send the link over. So all you'll have to do is clone, which in the announcement section, I posted a few tutorials on. One is how to set up Git LFS with Bitbucket for a new project. That's more for you guys. You won't be actually utilizing that video in the course. But the second video is how to clone a Git LFS repo and deal with pushing and things like that. So I definitely recommend you guys giving it kind of a test. Go through the tutorials, create a test repo, and practice, because you guys, of course, will be working on a team, so you'll be working together using one repo. So it's important that you guys kind of have a decent handle on the repository beforehand. All right, so now the good stuff. My question to all of you is, what kind of game do you want me to make within the course? In terms of kind of the starting template. First person, should I make a side scroller, a 2D side scroller? Third person, top down? What would you guys like to see? A side scroller, okay. Do you want a 3D or 2D? Okay. Does anybody else have any votes? There's 7 people watching. I can see you. All right, that's 2. 2 for side scroller, okay. Going once. Going twice. And we're sold on side scroller. Okay. All right. So we're going to call this Woodworth _ course game 1. I'm going to shorten it. Just call it course G. Let's take a look here. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's create the project. Steam VR. All right, so when you first open your project, for example, if you decide to do a side scroller yourself, this is pretty much what you're going to see. Starter level, you open up the content browser and click this little arrow here, and we have our content with our individual folders kind of showing off the most basic content here. So if we go into geometry, we have basic meshes, we've got a cube, cube material, which is just a gray, and a template floor, which is what we see here. Okay. Inside of our mannequin, we have character and animations, and this is where the default skeleton character is located, along with his animations, his animation blueprint, and his blend space 1D. Right. So if I hit play, we have this. So basically the camera's already set up for us. We can jump animation's already there. We can kind of navigate through this level. Alright, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then side scroller BP. Blueprints, here's our character. Game mode. I'm not quite sure whether there's an animations folder there. That's interesting. There shouldn't be a character folder in here either. Maps, this is where the default map is. Side scroller example map. And meshes, which is the ramp mesh that they've imported right here. And another cube material. Alright, so that's a quick rundown of like what's in the content of the template. So my next question is, I want you guys to give me like a list of, I don't know, maybe 5 features or mechanics that you would like to see first in our side-scrolling game. Now, it could be UI, health bar, stamina bar, magic bar, inventory, really anything, honestly. I want to put together a list of 5 of them. Okay, inventory. Enemy AI, good one. Okay. Attack. What kind of attack? Do you want melee? Do you want ranged? Or both? Okay. I should have known, right? If I could spell, there we go. Rain, ooh, magic. Okay. So would magic be our ranged? Or do we want guns and magic? Magic is ranged, alright. We're on a roll here. Oh, lightning bolts, getting specific now, okay. Lightning. Now, lightning bolts, are we talking like, like the Force? Like Force lightning from Star Wars? Are we talking just like shooting lightning bolts from your hands? Totally. Well, which is it? You want Star Wars? Alright, we'll go with Star Wars. Force lightning. Alright, I like it. Alright, so that's 3. Ah, okay, I gotcha. Need 2 more. Oh, it did? Oh, you know what? There might be like a second limit on it. If you type too many things too quickly, it might pause you. Like an anti-spam kind of thing. It might be a default. I might be able to change that on YouTube. Okay. Ah, yeah, okay. I might be able to change that. We'll see. Alright, so we need 2 more. What you got? Well, I feel like I want to add UI. Alright. So we might just do 6. Because I want to add UI. 5. Traps. Any specifics on the traps? Like a breakaway floor. I like that. Gas traps. So what do you mean by gas traps? Like a hole, like the breakaway floor, you fall through the floor and then there's gas in there that slowly kills you? Is that what you mean? Gas comes up from floor, okay. Alright. Poison smoke bombs is something we can add to the enemies. Poison throwers. What do you think? You like that? All right. So melee, I wanna elaborate on this a bit more. What are you thinking? Like sword and shield? So there's blocking and attacking, or like a giant axe. All right, sword and shield it is. Oh, okay. I'll add both. Now we differ. I'll do it so they can switch. He can switch between them. Yeah. No, we'll do both. That's all right. I'm good with it. I liked both ideas. And let's add one more. Now let's think about this for a sec. We have inventory. We have enemy AI, poison throwers, attack, melee, sword, shield, alternate movement, like crawling. Okay, crawling. Wait, you want to do a double jump too? All right, double jump it is. Okay, so now let's think of a few more enemies. Enemy types. We'll dive into the actual enemies a bit. So poison throwers. So I'm kind of getting a medieval, like fantasy kind of feel from this. So flying, a bat. Oh, that's ooh, ooh. Those are both good ideas. Bat makes me think of Castlevania, of course. But gargoyles. Keep in mind, I gotta model all these. Because I'm not allowed to use packages either. If you guys aren't, then I'm not. But then again, it could be stylized too. That's something to keep in mind. You know, low poly models kind of thing too. So beyond. Oh, okay. Bat gargoyles. Okay. So now we have two there. I want to add a melee one. Well, of course we gotta have a boss, right? Used with lances. Okay, I like that. Lances, does that include the shield? You know, like the Monster Hunter lance, you get that giant lance and a huge shield, or like the Valkyrie from Black Desert Online. All right, I like that. Charge, attack, flying. Bad. Yep, essentially. Bosses. Ooh, Hydra. Yes, I like that. Ooh, Hydra. Okay, that's a good one. I could go many places with that. Oh, that's all right. What do you think? What do you think of that? Cut off one head to grow back. The traditional kind of Hydra deal. Breathes fire. All right. We got to be able to. We got to be able to beat the boss. Keep that in mind. Oh man, you guys are good with this. These are all fantastic ideas. Hydra. Cut off one head to grow back with fire ice. The bat, I'm thinking maybe like a lunge attack. Gargoyles. Different element each head. Fire, ice, lightning. Well, water. Is that what we want to go for? Or earth? Gas, okay. I don't know, I was thinking like dirt or rocks. He kind of spits rocks at you or something like that. Oh, yes. Yes, I am. Alright. Now we gotta think about the gargoyles here. How do we want their main attack to be? Yeah, so we'll change this just to kind of clarify more. Just poison. Throw stones. I like that. Oh, and there's actually one enemy that I really want to. I've always wanted to try to make. So we're gonna go with. Seeing as we're going with the elemental approach with the Hydra, I thought this would be kind of cool. I've never made a golem, so I really want to. Alright. So the poison throwers here, I want a poison thrower, but I don't want to call him poison thrower. That's going to be his action. But what is the enemy actually going to be? Poison. When I think of poison, I think of like snakes. Snake. All right. Ooh, toad is good too. I like toad because it's not common. You know, you see snakes in games, but it makes it immediately the toad that comes to mind is the one from Pan's Labyrinth. If you guys haven't seen that movie, I definitely recommend it. As long as you can deal with subtitles and or no Spanish. Okay. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite authors slash directors. So I was so upset when they canceled Silent Hills. Well, no, I do, Michael. I watch both. I'm a huge fan of both. Um, I watch every single movie. I'm a huge movie guy. But some people can't stand them. I have a few friends that won't even watch Pan's Labyrinth with me because it's subtitled. They don't feel like reading, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Oh, another one we have to add for UI. Inventory. Gotta have an interface for it. Russian movies seem to be so much better for such cheaper production. Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I love. I mean, one of my favorite movies of um, all time is oh jeez. Oh, the name just. Yeah, it's my favorite movie. I can't even remember what it's called. Um, boy, boy, why can I not remember the name of this movie? Uh, something boy. Um, I know, right? I cannot believe I cannot remember the name. That is so crazy. They remade it, American version, with the guy that played Cable in the new Deadpool. Um, but the Asian version is so much better. Yes, I will. I will remember it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. Sorry, guys. I have to know. It's driving me crazy. Uh, just give me 1 second. I swear. I'll find it. Old Boy. God. Old Boy. Amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. The Asian version is way better than the American version, though. Josh Brolin played him in the American version. Yeah, I couldn't. I can't believe I couldn't remember the name of it. Um, yeah, you're in for a treat. The Asian version is so much better. The scene, yeah, I mean, if you saw the new Old Boy, the scene where the camera's at the side and there's that big hallway and he's going through guys. He's going through all the enemies. Wait till you see it that part in the Asian version. It's so much better. Look at me, I'm getting all excited and stuff. I get giddy about movies. I love movies so much. But oh yeah, of course. Oh hey Joey. Yeah, no, definitely watch it. Yeah, like you can't. I mean, honestly, you can't really get better than the um, Bruce Lee movies either. So one of the greatest fight scenes of all time. um, okay. Oh, It Man. Oh man. You know, actually, I haven't watched It Man in forever either. I should go watch that series. That's so good. Tony Jaa. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's get back to it. So I saw somebody. Where was that? Could we do a backpack inventory screen? Okay. So like a backpack pops up. Oh, nice. Yeah, I grew up watching um, Steven Seagal. Okay, yeah, yeah, I like that. Um, Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. That was mine and my dad's thing. Drove my mom crazy because she hates those movies, like the original Kickboxer. Yeah. Yo, I might be showing my age a little bit there, but that's okay. um, all right. I mean, I think we have a pretty good list of stuff here. Got inventory, a bunch of enemies to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a boss, 9. That's good. Sword, shield, axe, UI, health, mana, inventory. And, oh, you know what I'm also thinking? Tell me what you guys think of this, but I was thinking including the health, mana, and inventory within the inventory screen, kind of like a survival game does. So we won't have a bunch of UI elements on the screen itself. What do you think? Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. But no, I agree with you completely, Michael. Um, there should be some way to tell if you're close to death, though. Okay, so what do you recommend? We can do making the screen darker. Red flashing on the screen. Okay. Oh God. All right. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Feel like red is overdone. All bloody and blinking red. Let's get weird. It's universal. That's why. Rainbow. I mean, do you guys want to stick with the red, or do you want to just kind of pull the saturation out of the screen and make it darker? Okay, you like that idea, Ryan. What else? Majority vote, I guess. I agree. It is understood. It's a very traditional, method of doing it, so everybody understands. Yeah, kind of a black and white, but also darker, kind of like in Photoshop how you adjust the levels to be darker. Oh, the character stumbles. You mean like change their animation stance so they visibly look weaker? That would be kind of cool. Or instead of, let me just throw this one at you. Instead of doing this, the health and mana are displayed in 3D space physically on the character. It's implemented somehow within the character's outfit, kind of like Dead Space did with the health bar on the back. We could also do something like that. Yeah, that's along the lines of what I was thinking initially, Michael. Kind of pulls the color out. Did you guys like the add a control that can just quickly display the menu without causing a disrupting play? That's true also. We could just have like a kind of a quick menu rather than hiding everything within the inventory all the time. Or do small, unintrusive like spheres that fill up and fill down. Think of like Diablo 2. Yeah. Think of like Diablo 2, the orbs, fills up red and fills up blue. Something like that, but a little less intrusive. Oh yeah, Diablo 2 is, yeah. I spent thousands of hours into that game. Made a lot of money along the way. Selling items. Okay, so we have a lot of ideas. What's the unanimous decision regarding displaying health and mana? Okay, one vote for change animation, change in saturation. We could do both. Do we all agree on that, or did you want to one for mana, one for health? All right. Do we want to also do the desaturation too for the mana, or just keep it as a change in animation? Or maybe like desaturate a certain color channel. Like pull all the red out of the image when the health is low, but pull all the blue out for... Okay, I'm good with that. Saturation for mana, animation for health. The animation for mana. Okay, cool. I like that. What do you guys think? Hey, Nick, how's it going? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I'll keep the bar in the inventory screen. Alright, good deal. So now, looking at all of this, we've got a toad, a bat, gargoyles, elemental golems, dudes with lances and shield, and a hydra boss. Sword and shield, axe, magic, kind of like force lightning. Health, mana, inventory, kind of a backpack kind of setup there, or satchel, however you want to put it. We'll have traps, a breakaway floor, a gas trap, and a possible movement additions would be crawling and double jump. And crawling, we can make some really cool puzzle elements with it too, forcing the character to kind of crawl through crevices and things like that. So when I read all of this, I am picturing kind of a dark themed game. Um, dark, almost gothic. Is that what you guys are thinking as well? Blink ability. All right, we'll add that one too. Dungeon crawl with torches. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, and actually another thing. I know I'm digging myself into a hole right now. What do you think? Okay. Now we're kind of getting into... All right. I'm glad. Dancing lights kind of... I like that. Okay. Um, although carry a torch, I think instead of a torch, because a torch, unless the character was physically carrying it in his hand, he wouldn't be able to, use the sword and shield and things like that properly with a light. So, kind of what I'm thinking, seeing as he already has mage abilities, like you said, so he would begin with mage light, and then for unlock abilities, increase mage light range. Ooh, I like that. I like the orb idea. Does anybody else have any suggestions regarding mage light? You missed everything, man. It's all recorded. Welcome to the stream. Okay, floating orb. What I think about that is a kind of a fantasy version of Ghost from Destiny. That's kind of what I picture, because he gave light to the character, not light as in the light, but like actual light. Although he did technically go both. Yeah, Navi from Ocarina of Time, absolutely. Actually, a little off topic. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but somebody is actually going through and creating Ocarina of Time, remaking it completely in Unreal Engine 4. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It's absolutely stunning what this guy's done. Yeah, it's really cool. But Navi actually gives off light in the game. So like when she... Yeah, I saw Mario 64 too. I want to play it so bad. Right on YouTube. If you type in Ocarina of Time Unreal Engine 4, it'll show you. Oh, I know, with how crazy Nintendo is. I know the Mario 64 guy. He actually credited Nintendo in it, and he repeats over and over again, "This is a fan. Don't." Or hired him. Yeah, absolutely. That would be cool. All right. All right. I am quite happy with what we got here. Oh, also, another thing that we need to think about. If we're going to have an inventory, we should have items to pick up for that inventory. So I'm assuming potion, or rather, and now I'm kind of going nerding out with my Diablo 2 days. Ooh, that's a good one too. That's kind of it's very Dark Souls or Demon Souls. All this in just one level? Maybe. We'll see how it goes. See, the thing is, what I'm trying to show this as an example. No, absolutely not. I don't have time for that. But I'm using this as an example for when you guys are in your team. We are doing game jam for the next 8 weeks. No, well, not anymore. I was gonna do it actually as a game jam for the entire course, but that didn't end up happening, unfortunately. So, so you guys will be in individual teams. I think like six people. But now that we have all of this, if I was to hand this document to you and tell you you have 7 weeks to create this, with a single theme throughout, everything textured, no like Unreal Engine default like grid textures. Do you think you guys could do it? And no discussion for assignment. But genuinely, kind of think of. But within the 7 weeks of the course is basically what I'm asking. As assignments, as a team, okay? What about a team of 6 people? Yes, it would be very hard. This will be extremely difficult for me, so to get all this done in time. But basically what I'm getting at is you want to be careful with feature creep. Yeah, I agree, Willie. The art would be difficult. Well, depending on the style of the art, too. You could go low poly and make it pretty easily. But basically what I'm talking about is feature creep. I mean, you notice that we got carried away. We added in, bats, gargoyles, a toad spits poison, has a leap. We have custom animations like crazy. Experience points, leveling up, skills, inventory, different types of weapons, different grades, things like that. Absolutely. You said it perfectly. When you guys are in your own teams and you're putting together your own game ideas, that's something you really want to think about. What needs to exist in the game to create a fun and engaging game? Little things that that won't impact the game itself is something you might want to avoid. So like, so here, different weapons, basic, rare, legendary. Do you need that, in a side-scrolling game? Is that something that's important? Or would you be able to just get away with, having a sword, finding a shield, and maybe later on an axe, and then have just one spell? You know what I mean? Um, right, yeah, exactly. So you could, it's very important that you guys kind of balance that out, um, and figure out what you actually need. Now, me personally, I really like this idea. I like all of these ideas, so I'm gonna try. Exactly, exactly. Some of it isn't necessary for one level. Um, I want to try it. I'm very curious. I mean, I've done game jams before, and they were very fully featured, and it was only a 24-hour jam that me and one other person did, and we actually had more features than what this game has. We didn't sleep, of course, but um, and had a lot of coffee. But I want to try it, but I want to make sure that all of you guys understand that this is way too much work within the scope of the project, or this course rather. Um, but okay, yeah. That's kind of why we were having fun with it. We were going all out with it. Um, yes, yes, that's right. I thank you for stating that, Ryan. I wanted to mention that. Um, Yeah, I want to challenge myself, Michael. But no, Ryan is actually getting a team together for a game jam that's actually happening on campus. Um, and I think it's a great idea. Let me grab those dates real quick here. Um, where are they? Where are they? Oh, thank you, David. Yes, January 25th until which is a Friday, until Sunday, January 27th. Well, it's funny you say that. You can still participate. Um, he is willing to be kind of your on-campus liaison, I guess you could say. He was planning on being there to present, but other members would be within the team through Discord, and he would do um, video chats with you and things like that. And I think it's a really cool opportunity. And I also have to say, um, if you do plan on doing it, make sure to focus on the assignments too, and get those done first if you can. Because obviously, as much fun as making a game is, this is still technically for a grade. And I want everybody to be able to pass the course, which I'm sure everybody will. I haven't had a bad game 3 out of 5 course yet. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to, extend the invitation to anybody in here. Um, oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I have well, there's 20 in one course and 21 in the other course, I believe. I haven't counted everything yet. Um, but yeah, I mean that's usually what I do. Groups of 6, maybe groups of 7. Yeah, absolutely. It depends on how many students are actually in the course. That was just a guess for me. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about 6. 6 per group or 7 per group, depending on what is available, what your time zones are and things like that. That's why those surveys are so important, as well as the discussion board. In the general questions thread, I created a new thread that I want everybody to respond to with your strengths, weaknesses, and preferred team role. And I really want you guys to give me a few, because if everybody says programmer, we're not going to have um, we're not going to have artists or things like that. So this Sunday, as long as I get all of the um, surveys in on time, which are due actually tonight. Today's Thursday, yeah, tonight. So as long as I get those surveys in this hold on, I got to remove. Sorry, Ryan. This is a public stream, so I didn't want people bombarding you in Discord. So I'll make sure to post your stuff again in the Discords so everybody can see it. No, that's all right, Ryan. You came in later when I mentioned it at the beginning. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so I'll put you guys into groups Sunday, and then probably Monday morning, as long as I'm done with everything, I will send the emails out. I mean, I have 40 students to go through and try to put together, well, 20 and 20, if that's how many I have, anyways. Put together, your time zones, your preferred methods of communication, things like that. And each of your teams also will have your own Discord server for your team. And I strongly encourage you guys to utilize your own Discord server for your team communication. Past teams have used Discord, and they will all scream saying that Discord was invaluable throughout this course. So I strongly encourage it. I cannot require it, of course, but I definitely strongly encourage it. Oh, I'm sure they will. Once you get in your teams, you'll kind of work together to figure out, what means of communication you want to use, and I will keep recommending Discord to everybody. And actually, I'll create the server for you guys if you want me to, and I'll send out the links to invites. Just so it's there, so it's a little bit easier access. Well, cool, guys. I think that's really everything I wanted to cover. I will be getting to work on our game concept here. And we'll go ahead and build this up within the live streams. I think I'm going to start building everything now. Yeah, me too. But yeah, I think I'm going to start building everything off stream. And then I'll kind of build it again in the live stream. So just in case, I run into bugs and things like that, you don't have to sit through too much and watch me debug things. There's a few elements that I'm going to do live so you can see me debug things, because I feel like watching somebody else debug what the problems are and things like that will definitely help you guys kind of learn from it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so some of the stuff I will be doing. I'll check out the Bitbucket tutorial for teams over the next few days. Oh yeah, excellent. And again, I'm going to recommend that to everybody. I I think it would be best for everybody to kind of create a test repo and follow the 2 tutorials I posted in the announcements section for Bitbucket. They cover how to create a Git LFS repo, and then it covers how to clone it and push items to that repo. And because you guys are going to be working with one repo per team, it's pretty important for you guys to have at least a decent grasp on it. For when you get into the team environment, you don't have any issues with Bitbucket, or too many issues rather, because I'm sure there will be, because Bitbucket is finicky. Oh, no, you won't. No, you won't. Git LFS is Git large file storage, which means, yeah. So, yeah, you shouldn't have to worry about that 2 GB limit at all. Oh, and again, I wanted to re-mention this. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, and this is the last thing I promise, and then I'll let you guys go. And that was my husky barking. I'm sorry. I don't want you guys using packages in this course. Past 305 courses have utilized these packages before, and of course, when I'm talking about packages, I'll show you again here, are these guys. When you go into the marketplace and you buy items and add items and things, I'd really rather you guys didn't use these, because in the past it has caused way more issues than it's worth. So I definitely would like to see you guys kind of create these from scratch. And I know that can be kind of scary for some, but honestly, once you get a full-fledged game that you built from scratch, it depends on what it is. Let me go with that. If you guys do decide you would really like to use a package, shoot me an email and let me know which one it is so I can go look at it. The biggest reason I'm hesitant to let everybody use packages. Let me finish the statement before, and then we'll talk about that. The reason I'm hesitant about it is I've received projects that have so many packages in them that the actual project file ended up being like 10 gigs or 20 gigs. And I have to download all of these. And on top of that, before we weren't using Git LFS, which is different, of course, but it's really for your guys' benefit for multiple reasons. One, creating everything for yourselves within a team is much. Joey, no, that's okay. I'm talking about 305, not 303. Yeah, exactly. And creating everything yourself, you can honestly post it on your portfolio and say, my team created this. And then you can, do a credits list of everybody on the team and, describe who created what. Or simply just put your name in and explain what you created. But it'll be something that you all created yourselves. It's not something that, you just pulled assets offline and threw them into the game. And, of course, Maya and texturing and sculpting is something I'm going to be covering in this course. So for those of you that are kind of hesitant about it, yeah, exactly, learn by doing. But honestly, I think it's the best way to prepare everybody for actually getting into the industry. You're not always going to have those packages, especially when you're an indie developer. You're going to be expected to create everything yourselves. And, I don't want that to be a blind side, when you get your entry level jobs in the industry, or senior level job depending on your skill level. Um, and in the end, the portfolio is the most important thing. The portfolio itself is more important than your actual paper degree to prove that you graduated. Your portfolio has more strength. I've seen companies hire developers that didn't even have their GED over people with master's degrees simply because their work was better. Um, so that's absolutely something to think about. Going throughout a degree program, it gives you guys the structure to be able to learn, and I feel like it's kind of my job to create that environment for you guys. And letting you use packages is kind of like a plug and play kind of deal. So now, after that all, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be preachy or anything. Um, the Infinity Pack, is only assets. So, okay, as of right now, I will say no. Until in one of these live chats, I'm going to grab one of the packs, show them, and show you a way to remove items from that pack, only what you need, and then after that I will say maybe. But give me some time to think about it first, um, and we'll go from there. Oh, absolutely, Nick. Yeah, absolutely. Um, and like I said, it's not a definite no yet on like asset packages, but not. I don't want to say packages. It's a no on packages. It's not a no on items from those packages. And that's a very important distinction. And like I said before, I'll show that in the next live chat. I'll pull a package out and show you how to pull items from that package so you're not overwhelming. Um, but, I don't want to see the entire Infinity Blade collection in your game. If you like a rock wall or something, I imagine that would be okay. But let me show you guys first, and then we'll go from there. Sound good? All right, good deal, good deal. Oh yeah, me too, me too. But don't settle on the infinity particle effects just yet, because I'm gonna go over the Cascade editor too, and show you guys some cool methods of making particle effects. Yeah, I'm gonna try and cover it all. So that's why we were focusing on building this guy, because this is a little bit of everything. We got a visual, working with lighting. We've got inventory, working with arrays, enemy AI, which is what it says, AI. With the elemental golem, we've got materials, because I want to create emissive materials to show that they're frozen, or no, the entire thing's I'm gonna strain. Um, I'm going to build it outside of the stream, just so everything's built, and then I'm going to rebuild it within the stream so you guys can see my process. Okay. Um, a boss, Hydra. So I'll show you guys kind of timed events and things like that, or calling events when the Hydra's health is at a certain level. It kind of changes modes. It goes to a rage mode or something like that. Or something very similar. If I don't happen to get to the actual Hydra battle, melee attacking, ranged attacking, overlap events, or hit events, damage events. Um, Setting and subtracting from variables based on the call of functions. utilizing uniform grids to create the inventory. So it's a little bit of everything, as well as modeling, of course, because our golem, our bat, gargoyles, toad. So I'm going to try my best to show you guys a little bit of everything. And we'll go from there. I'm really excited about this course. So, rigging, animation, and particle effects. Aha, rigging. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been studying game development, like I said earlier, for about 15 years, 16 years. Of everything I have done in game development, I love it all except for rigging. I despise rigging. Of course, I'll show you. I'll show you. It's one of the methods I was shown is the most tedious thing I've ever had to deal with in game development. But there's a few methods I can show you to make it easier on yourselves and stuff. But yeah, rigging, animation, and particle effects. We'll definitely be covering that too. I mean, I'll have to because our Hydra is going to be breathing fire, ice, lightning, and poison clouds. So. I'll show you both ways because the tedious way guarantees good results. The less tedious way is unpredictable. So it's important to use both, or to know both, rather. Are you rigging for Maya or Unreal? Maya. Absolutely Maya. Unreal is more parenting than rigging, whereas Maya, you're actually working with the bones and things like that. Unreal is just kind of a parenting sequence with code, unless they updated it with a rigging system that I don't really know about. But yeah, I'll show you guys with Maya. All right, cool. So we'll. Oh, you will. You will, I'm sure. But yeah, so we'll pick up on this game next week. 3ds Max was horrible. Oh my god, 3ds Max is horrible in general. Don't tell anybody I said that. I despise 3ds Max. Maya all the way. Maya's the way to go. Maya and Mudbox. Yeah. Well, on this course, I'm more than happy to let you guys use Maya. I prefer it ever. I still think the Hydra should be. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll add a cheat code. Here, we'll do this. Vomit rainbow cheat code. All right. Maybe. Maybe I'll do a vomit rainbow cheat code, and we'll just cover the screen with rainbows right from the start of the game. Rainbows and unicorns. Yeah, I have to go too, guys. But thank you very much. This was a really fun stream. I'm glad everybody was able to join, and hopefully I convince you guys to come back next week. It will break up some of the gothic. Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool, guys. Thanks again so much for joining me. This was really fun. And have a good night. And as always, let me know if you need anything. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.